Hello everyone and welcome to podcast 7, I believe it is. Yeah, podcast 7. Sorry, it has been about 2 weeks since the last podcast. We're coming back from England, as if you watch the last podcast you will see I came back from England on the Friday before I was meant to record another podcast with my friend, but they got called into work and my weekend turned somewhat being busy. Anyway, so today I thought it may be a bit late, but I'm going to jump back on and record the podcast. Next Sunday, I am happy to say we have got Pembrokshire Action to Combat Hardship. They're a local food bank, so we're going to have them on with us next Sunday and possibly a couple other weeks. But talking about their toy appeal that they have to give people without so much money, like their families and stuff, somewhat of Christmas present, and also they have a food bank which gives food and stuff. And in times like this, it's very important. So there'll be more details coming up, and hopefully you'll be able to help donate towards the toy appeal. There will be a thing going up if you do want to donate to it. Anyway, talking about today we're talking about our past mistakes and regrets, and it kind of is quite a big subject, so I may do a part 2 or part 3 on this. But we all make mistakes, we all have regrets, we all do stuff in life that we regret doing. Some of us, we hurt people that we don't mean to hurt, we make mistakes. Some of us go through a hard time and we're not quite in the same mindset as other people in that time. So what I'm trying to say is, even though we make regrets and stuff, and other people do it to us, it's easier to forgive others, but you have to forgive yourself. Dig deep. And going on from last week, where we were talking about how ask for help, get out and ask for help, and taking off that face mask is kind of the same thing. We have to take off that face mask from our heart to our brain and actually forgive ourselves for our mistakes. There's many that I have done in the past that I even today struggle with forgiving myself for, but keep forgiving yourself. It's a long process, but keep forgiving yourself over and over again, and you'll eventually get there. And thinking about any mistakes that we've done, like sometimes it will hurt us deeply and not necessarily hurt the person that we've hurt more, so sometimes it will hurt us more, like especially if you're like me, when you let people down, when you feel like you've hurt people, when you feel like they've been upset or made to be upset because of your actions, even if you only tried to mean good for them, or even when you have actually made literal mistakes that at the time you wasn't thinking properly and you made a mistake and you will regret it. It's not a lie. But yeah, you will regret some mistakes. I know there's a couple I have made recently in the past few months that I quite deeply regret doing, and even today sometimes I still sit there and it hurts me because I have lost that friend, that close friendship I have lost in it. And sometimes forgiving yourself will hurt more, because when you forgive others you can kind of move on. You kind of like, although you forgive them, you can still kind of just leave them out of your life, not invite them back in and stuff, and still forgive them. When you're forgiving yourself, you can't just block yourself from yourself, so you have to live with that mistake still going around in your head, and it takes a lot to forgive yourself. But what I'm trying to say is there is forgiveness out there. No one is perfect, we all make mistakes. It even says in the Bible, for those of you that are Christian, even those that aren't, it's still quite a good bit of like kind of reality, where there was a woman who was committing adultery and she got thrown into the temple where Jesus was, back when Jesus was in the Bible in the New Testament. And because she was doing adultery back then, the law said that they had to stone her and punish her to death because of what she had done in adultery. And they asked Jesus what to do, and he turned round and he said, for with those who are without sin you can, I can't remember the correct wording, but those who are without sin, and one by one they dropped their stones and all walked out. And then Jesus turned around and went, I do not condemn you. Now that's saying something, because we're not perfect, and every one of those other people walked out because they have all sinned. They have all made mistakes. We all make mistakes every day. Some of us make mistakes, some of us don't make them as often as others, or we feel that way. But talk about your mistakes. Find someone that you can trust and go, hey look, I've made a mistake here, can you support me with it? Can you tell me that no, it was a mistake? Be honest and tell yourself that it was a mistake if it was a mistake. Find out why you did it and what caused it. go right to the root and start forgiving yourself. It may take a couple minutes, or for some it may take years to do, but find that mistake and help forgive yourself over it. And I am here if you need support on that. I will very happily try and help you forgive yourself on these mistakes, because they can bog down your heart quite a lot, and living and joy in your heart is much more important than not forgiving yourself and living in anger. Sorry, tonight's been quite a quick one. As you can see, it's going dark. I am down by Pembrokshire, which actually looks quite beautiful like this, but it's going dark. You can hardly see my face, so I'm going to end this here. Nice quick one tonight, but look forward to next week. So it's a proper big podcast with Pembrokshire action, combat hardship, and then we've got a couple more guests coming on. We've got Only Boys Allowed. It has been confirmed that we have got Only Boys Allowed for the Pembrokshire branch. Ellen, she's going to be on the podcast as well, and the youth committee in Pembrokeshire as well. We're going to have someone from there talking about the new project. So I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.